This video is sponsored by Beltline Hobbies and by the Canfield Train and Toy Show, October 11th, 2026 at the Canfield Fairgrounds in Ohio. Hi everybody, it's Chris with the Cloverdale Transit Authority, and this is the contractually obligated York wish list video. I know everybody who goes to York who produces YouTube content usually does one of these videos, and I did it last time mostly because I wanted to kind of talk through that wish list video, and so not my idea to come up with a wish list or a budget. I was watching 2 years ago, I think it was, my friend Art from Art's Model Trains. He suggested, he did a video about how should you plan to go to York or a big train show. And he suggested coming up with a budget and coming up with a wish list. So, I did both when I went to York in October of last year, and it worked out great. You weren't kind of running all over the place. And yes, I did see some individual things that I was like, oh, I didn't know, that was going to be here. I mean, you got to plan for those things, but those usually are pretty small. So did this list with that whole process in mind again. And I know what the budget is. I've set aside, some of the money that I make doing model train stuff, and said, okay, here's what I can spend. And last time it was great. There were such great deals. I just really came back with most of it, just shoved it in the bank. And when I work on a budget, I was like, okay, it's going to include gasoline to get there. It's going to include the hotel and everything. So anyway, so let's start with the list. Number one on the list is the post-war 2,500 passenger car set from Lionel in 1950. Well, there they are. Look, I've already got something for on the York budget. So yeah, I saw these from Trains with a Z, and the story is they have escaped me a number of times. I've gone and seen them at train shows, and I'm doing a live stream for the event itself, and I get back there and they're gone, and it's usually $135, $140, $150. And it's just 4 or 5 times I've let these things slip out from underneath me. And I did buy one that needed restored with this idea that I was just going to piece it together. And then I saw this from Trains for under $100, and with shipping, I mean, I figured I'm never going to see that at that price. And they're almost like brand new. It's crazy. But I'm never going to see that at that price at a train show. Even I've set aside a budget. So what I did is I just pulled that money out of the budget and used it to buy these. So I don't have to go after that. But there is a baggage car that was an add-on with this, much like the Lion Chief set. But, right now, it takes up a lot of room on this little layout. So they're really cool, and I'm going to do a little video about those. So, all right. Check. Also, my friend Mike from the Datafied and Secondhand Overland channel, he was selling some Rail King cars for $15. And he said, hey, are you interested? And he put this out for some of us. And I said, oh, I like for $15 Rail King cars. I like those too. He says, great, I'll bring them. They're yours. So I already bought those things on the York budget, even though those were little tiny things. So, all right. So now let's move on to things that we actually might look for at York. One of the things is, and I love this is a post-war freight car. It is the Lionel 9389 radioactive waste flat car. That's a mouthful. And this car, I'm surprised, it's usually fairly expensive, and I'm not sure why, other than it's really cool. And so I'm going to throw some pictures of some of this stuff up there, just pictures that I find on Google. And it had these two little obelisks that were storage for radioactive waste, and they had the little symbol cut out on it, and inside were these red lights, and they would kind of flicker. So, they're transporting radioactive waste on a flat car through towns and everything. Hey, what could go wrong? So, but I thought it's a really cool little car, and it's a post-war car that I don't have. Because I usually, I see it, and it's over $50. I'm not sure exactly why, but I'll look for one, see what kind of deal I can get, and maybe I'll end up getting one of those. But that's on the wish list. And by the way, this wish list is kind of organized like I did last year into, rolling stock, scenery, artifacts, railroad artifacts, and then, of course, a locomotive. And again, the wish list doesn't mean you're going to. However, last year the prices were so great that I got everything that was on my wish list. It was crazy. So that never happens. But I lucked out for my very first York. So other rolling stock, I like Atlas rolling stock. Obviously, that's one of my favorites because they're just so detailed, and I love the Woodside reefers, advertising reefers. But, I'm just going to kind of see what's out there. The one I am looking for, which is a special limited run for just this year for America's 250th birthday, is there's an Alaska America 250. It's a box car, and it has a beautiful paint job on it. And of course, Alaska Railroad is one of the railroads that I collect. And it is limited, so they may have it, may not. They may have already sold out of these things, and it's not inexpensive. But if I get one piece of rolling stock, other than the few things I've already got from Mike and trains, that would be the one that I would buy, because it's limited, beautifully done, and it's Alaska Railroad, and it's scale. So. And then any other interesting rolling stock. I ran into some pieces last year, but any more rolling stock, it's something that's really got to grab me, and I have to look at it and go, wow, that's super cool. So we'll see. Like I said, I might find one of those reefer cars, and I get them fairly inexpensively in the box at most local train shows. So let's move on to figures and scenery. So I would like to get a couple of really nice trees, not pine trees. I got a lot of pine trees over here, but a couple of really nice, O-scale trees. Usually they come in 2-packs, and, they're just really well done. And that would be nice to have those as featured trees on there. My wife and I have not yet had a chance, because we're still in the middle of this kitchen remodel. It's getting close, folks. But to put on some of the things I bought, but it would be nice to have a couple of really nice trees as features. And then Artista makes, of course, these O-scale figures. They're hand-painted pewter. And last year, again, the guys from the Three Rails, Four Dads, I think Dell and Art and I were there, and it might have been Ray too. And we were looking at these figures, and I said, "Oh, I love that figure. It's a little police officer. He's got a white uniform shirt on, and he had a black tie, and he's got this pot belly." And I said, "That'll look great sitting next to my police car, the 1950s police car, on the layout." And Dell's like, "Well, you should get it." And I said, "Yeah, I should." And then I didn't. And so I'm going to look for that particular figure. And with my luck, they'll be out of them. But I've looked online, didn't see them. So I'm going to look for it again. And that's the figure I'm going to buy for this year. So that's a couple of nice trees and a little figure, that specific figure. So artifacts, you never know what you're going to run into. So you can't really plan this specific artifact. Last year, I got that switch lantern right over there. and I've paid half of what I see them at antique stores and everything. I say, it's mine. I couldn't believe that they were selling. I mean, and it's in great shape. It's complete. All the lenses even have the original burner on the inside. So that's great. So I'm looking for that type of thing. Maybe if I find a lantern that's, has a marking, some of the ones that I don't have, or, signage. Last year, I got a really nice porcelain Santa Fe Super Chief sign for, it was like $5. It's totally crazy. So, that's up in our Ray Road Art Gallery. So, those sort of things, if you see it and it's the right price, there you go. I just want to take a couple seconds to cover two things. One, to remind you that on May 15th, that's a Friday at 9 a.m., we're going to be doing a live stream from the Great Lakes Large Scale Train Expo in Girard, Ohio, that is also going to be held in conjunction with the Midwest Garden Railroad Gathering. And that's going to be going through the whole weekend, but we're going to be doing that live stream to kind of give you an idea of what's going on there. And that's going to be really cool. So check that out. Go to our Facebook page and also our Instagram account, Cloverdale Transit Authority, for more details on that. And also, don't forget, we have merch. Matter of fact, we've got a new t-shirt that features an artified version of one of the photographs from the Cloverdale Transit Authority layout currently of the big blue locomotive that we got recently, the Texas and Pacific. So check that out. The link is in the description. All right, so now moving on to locomotives. So one of the things that I have been trying to find, I always look for locomotives that I don't have in my post-war collection, or a representative in the post-war collection. I don't have to have all of them, but something that represents, So there is the 2338 Milwaukee Road GP7, was made in 1955. And I've got some MPC Milwaukee Road passenger cars that would be great to pull behind this. And I don't have that, but this is like the radioactive waste flat car. This is something that for some reason is really expensive. And I don't know why, because there are other GP7s, post-war GP7s that, you can get for, like under $50. But for some reason, that Milwaukee Road is really expensive, $80, $90. So I'm going to look for one, see if I can find it in a reasonable price. But that's one of the ones on the wish list. And then going up from there, looking for another either Lion Chief or Rail King locomotive. I love streamline locomotives. I have the Commodore Vanderbilt, I have the Torpedo. So I'm looking for another one of those. And it may be like, and I don't think they made a Lion Chief or Lion Chief Plus Dreyfuss Hudson. But, Rail King, Dreyfuss Hudson, that'd be fine. You can find those fairly inexpensively. Or like the Crusader or something like that. Another, I love that Art Deco, streamline, passenger locomotive, or locomotive that pulls passenger trains. So I'm going to kind of look for that. And I was really lucky because last year I guess it was last year. Yeah. In October, I found the Mikado that I was looking for. And I think it was the only one at the entire show. And so I got that, and I was such a low price. I was shocked because I thought it was going to be more, that I ended up getting the RS3, Alaska RS3 as well, which was my backup wish list locomotive. So yeah, looking for that. Also, as a backup for that, if I don't find a streamliner, there's a streamliner in that category, that Lion Chief Plus or the Rail King. My backup on that is the 765 Berkshire in a Rail King or Lion Chief Plus, what have you. And that's special because that comes to run here in the Cuyahoga Valley every year. And it's going to be back here in June as part of the Steam in the Valley event. And it pulls passenger service for a couple of different weekends. And I got a chance to work with those guys as I was hired to do videography and photography for the Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad, and got a chance to go up in the cab and all this other stuff. So it would be kind of cool to have that locomotive on the Cloverdale Transit Authority. So anyway, so that's the wish list. I am kind of, after this not being my first York, I'm kind of going in with an idea of what the lay of the land is. I got to 5 buildings last year. I didn't get to 7, so I want to go see more of the layouts. And I know what building I want to start in as opposed to what I started in last year. And this year I'm pre-registered, so that will make the getting in real easy. But I'm really interested to see what I can find. I mean, really, if you can't find it at York, you're probably not going to find it at any other show. So I'm looking forward to it. Kyle from Beltline Hobbies and his son are going to go with me, and my dad and stepmom, as we did last time. So it's going to be a good trip. We will be quartered closer to the fairgrounds in York, Pennsylvania than we were last time. So that helps a little bit for what it's worth. But anyway, so that's my wish list. I know other people are going to kind of do that. So if you like this video, please click on like and click on subscribe, and also the little bell lets you know when we put up other content. But also leave a comment down here. Are you going to York? What's the top thing or top few things on your wish list? If you're not going to York, what are the things that are on your wish list for train shows that you are going to be attending? So thank you so much. Have a great day, and we will see you on the next video.